Can I remind you another one?
Yeah, sure.
Amani. Can you remember the management of Amani and the group that came?
Listen. So all these girls, and as I told you, God has given me grace to be able to spot talent. And I'm able to meet somebody and tell you that you'll actually be, like, something about you which is different. You know, even right now, I've met groups that I go like, oh my God, there's something about you which is totally different. I just met a group. I've only known them for how many months? How many months? Like about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And during the 6 months, they have performed for Etana. They have performed for the president. They just received mail from Etana's management 2 weeks ago. They're about to be signed on to Etana's
No way.
group. Yeah.
You're just connecting.
And it's not that you don't plan it. I mean, DJ Euphoric. We're at Malaika Awards. He's there. He's saying, oh, he likes music. He likes what? There are like 1,000 guys at the carnival. I stand up. Nobody told me to do it. I took the mic. I'm like, listen, this guy wants to be a DJ. See, all of us are here. How many are we? 100. Everybody chomoa 10 G's, we buy for him equipment. And that day we buy for him players.
What?
We deliver them. The next week he starts playing. So, as I told you before, sometimes it's not necessarily for you. And that's something.
But what makes you do it? I hear what you're saying. You see, like that day for DJ Euphoric, what made you be like, no, let's do something? All the time, how many people have you been around and guys say, oh, I want to? What made you move it from words to action?
Because I think I understand the fact that even for me, it just took somebody else to move from words to action for me to get to where I am.
Okay.
You know? And I try my best to be that person whom nobody was for me when I was growing up.
Because you have now.
I try to be D.S. Njoroge. I try to be Peter Dera. I try to be Bruce Odhiambo. I try to be the president. I try to be all these guys who have opened doors for me to get to where I am. And it's so humbling for me. Because sometimes it just needs a connection. Like, it will not kill you to give you a number of somebody who will open up your world. It won't.
Okay. So, there's a lot. There's a lot with this guy's story. There's a lot, but I'm loving it. So keep explaining it. Okay, what happens then? What's the transition of... So there's... Hear me out. There's this MCing gigs that you're doing now. Kanye has begun calling you for MCing gigs. There's this thing happening on the side with... was that even happening at the same time? I doubt. Where rap community wasn't the same time as Kanye gigs.
It's almost at the same time. And that's why for me, I've lived both worlds at the same time.
So that's why Dr. Wale was so important, because he allowed you to be in Kanye.
And he allowed us to just be us without having any sort of judgment. You know? And that's why at that time I think the church really blew up, because there were many young people trying to find their place. And people trying to find their way into the thing. And the church was too judgmental. Like, I could not go tell my parents or anybody, oh, you know, I'm going, oh my goodness. What? Because the carnival was known as where?
The devil's... No, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, there's no way.
Yeah. Okay, so do you at this time then move out of home?
So
do you go to university? Do you just...
So remember, I have engaged the industry deep. I can't go to Campo. I'm busy.
You're busy.
My dad takes me to first school, second college, third college. I 2 weeks I leave.
Interfere na biashara and passion.
Because things are happening. So I move out of home. I go to, that time my friend Big Kev, Morris have gotten a house in South B. But they have an extra room, there's an SQ. So I move into the SQ without knowing how I'll pay.
What's Big Kev doing at this time?
Big Kev has just finished USIU, his first degree. So now he is just trying his hands.
So Big Kev was older than you, huh?
No, we're the same age.
Okay.
Same age.
Okay.
So we're trying our hands at anything and everything that comes our way. We're just trying. But we have the same connection of purpose. We're like, these events can actually work, you know. So as we're doing that, we are called one day by one of our friends to a meeting at Kagen House. Some guys are doing a beauty pageant for Kenya. So we go and we find this guy seated there. There is Miss Kamunge, there is Mrs. Terry Mungai, there is Mrs. Gikunda of Linton's Pharmacy. So everybody, Mrs. Kamunge is Vera Beauty College, Miss Tourism. Terry Mungai is Ashley's, Miss Kenya. Gikunda is Linton's Pharmacy. Dr. John Nyamo has called all of them to sit down. John Karani of KBC. John Mavungo. No, John, I don't come in. There was Tony Gadesha of Capital. Jimmy Gathu seated there. I'll come to the Jimmy Gathu story in a few minutes. So he's doing Miss Kenya and he wants to put this thing together. So we come as a cog. We say, us will do the runaround.
Marketing for you guys.
Yes.
Flyers, name it. Guys will get to hear about this event. I'm a run around anything you want. We're your KYMs.
And remember, people like Faki came from us
Yep.
as our KYM.
Oh, so you guys are your marketing and promotion, but you need your runarounds. That's where Faki comes in.
That's later. He comes and says, what can I do for you? So we like give out flyers.
But that's later.
Later.
Okay, so for this...
So he says, I have an office at Afya Center. So I'll take one floor. We'll be on the 9th floor, Miss Kenya office. And I need a general manager. Who amongst you has a degree? Kevin.
Kev.
So you'll be the GM of Miss Kenya. I'll pay you 60 G's. I don't have a for MC. No MC. So you what we'll do? We'll just pay you every gig. But because we want you around us, I'll give you a retainer of 6 G's per month.
Rent for the SQ paid.
The same house was his.
Oh, where you're staying in South?
Yes, the room was 6 G's. So in short,
I'm a cooler rent. No, but it's okay. You've paid. You have a place to stay.
He's still paying me to MC. And that's where it starts happening for me. I'm like, okay, my rent is paid. Now, what if I hustle? So I'd go to Spider's Pub, MC, Baba's Oasis, MC, Tribeca, MC, all the
But
clubs.
what are you emceeing? You're like the hype man.
It's the night, yes, you just hype.
Because you are trying to push product.
No, me,
You're
I'm
trying
just
to get-
pushing the club. Anything.
Like, give me an example. So,
I
like,
just walk into a club so they know on Thursday maybe they have ladies' night.
Uh-huh.
I go there and MC, hey, ladies, hey, welcome. There's a wine,
I get
3K.
this is.
So,
So you could get a gig, 3 gigs a week, easy.
and there's Miss Kenya.
Ooh.
But something else also happens around the same time. A couple of things happen. 1, market radio. 2, artists. And 3, there's this movement by people like Poxy Pressure
Ooh.
for copyrights and other things to happen around.
Okay. At this time, give even before now since we're entering this, explain to people the landscape of the Kenyan music industry. What's popping? What's happening? Are Kenyans loving themselves?
Hip hop is coming up.
Kalamasha, who is there?
K-Shaka, Hardstone. We have now so I'm saying something is happening, it's bubbling.
Okay.
So because Miss Kenya is every weekend for 6 months, those are gigs.
How is Miss Kenya every weekend? Explain.
So this month we're in Machakos,
Oh.
next week we're in Kisii, next week we're here.
Got it.
And everything, everywhere. So at all these gigs, they need what?
Artists and MC.
Who's the promoter?
You guys.
Big Ted.
Yeah.
You want to perform? I'll manage you, I'll give you a gig. So I'm the only guy with gigs.
Oh my God, I get it. You've got these 6 months gigs. Artists are needed. Let me manage you. I'll give you a gig. You make another cut of that.
Some guy shows up from Uganda. Can't speak Swahili for...
to save his skin.
He walks in, tells me, hey, I'm from Uganda.
Sebo.
Yeah.
Sebo.
He has no place to stay. Tell him, come. So our house in South B, we let him stay on the couch.
Baby cool.
He comes with a truck. Never this. There are lots of times in life. He's the first guy to do it, so he does it at every Miss Kenya. We've only had it on record, but now a guy is singing it. We're like, it's so cool. We take him everywhere. I mean, I go with Baby Cool the first time he saw the Indian Ocean. I was standing next to him. He didn't even have a swimming costume, but he had 2 trowels. He cut one and made a swimming trunk.
It's like maji naingia.
Have you seen a swimming costume with a belt?
Maji naingia. That, okay, hold.
A long-sleeved swimming costume, my guy.
So what you've said is so huge. So name me the artists who you guys were doing this circuit with, because you guys had the gigs, you had the audience, you were the MC.
So the other side, there's Sync Sounds, which is producing Kala Mashaka and producing
Hardstone.
Hardstone is our Sauti Sol. We can't touch him; he's too big.
And those two chiles, what are they called? Serengeti Groove.
Into.
Into.
Yes.
Okay.
But they're still big. So us, we were with Kalamashaka, Dandora Boys. So we did their first tour where we took them around. We did 5 shows in a night. Nairobi, Thika, Embu, Meru, Nyeri.
What do you mean?
We had a van and drove all around. So understand that time the club scene was popping to the extent of you can actually tell a club, we are here, give us 5 Gs or 10 Gs. Or you call the guys in Meru and say, we are coming, give us X. So you can perform in Meru, let's say at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I get it.
But do the first show here at 8. So all this is going on. You know, it's everybody's happening. But we're the guys now with the say. So you have groups like Majize, which come from Mombasa and go like, where do they stop? So they stop for any artist. Was Afia Center, 9th floor.
Tafadhali, tupatie gigs.
Keva is too high to handle artists. So you're sent to the event manager, MC, who is Big Ted. So he has to manage you. Anybody.
I've never known this side of the industry.
We're in South B working one day, we meet this kijana, he's also a rapper, nini. Go like, yeah, cool, you can come and work with us. We introduce him to the Ugandan guy. Enter Redson. He's a part of another group.
One to
Moja. So we take Redson, start building him as his own act. Redson decides, hey, it's another boy of his who's a bouncer. He'll now start working with him as the security. Enter Samicho. And to explain to you now how the modern setup of the industry is, because now Sami is the biggest security provider for events in Kenya.
What?
Worked with anybody you can think about, to G4S, to everything. He's now aspiring to be MCA Nairobi West. One day, I'm in Tao, I'm at a call box down there. Some kijana comes, thin boy, tells me, listen, but I've been sent to you by my other Ugandan guy. I have a song. Tumeza na wewe watoto wanani sasa wania tumesema. I go like, I love the song. So it's going to be produced, hey, it's called Mamma Mia. But I also have another one. Njigiri baba na.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this can work. Enter Jose
Chameleon.
Nope, nowhere to stay, come and stay in our house in South B. The couch is the same or the carpet.
This story is crazy.
But you don't have a plan. So you just bambanyang. Today you have, tomorrow you don't have. The next day you have, the next day you don't have. You know? in between there, we traveled the world with these guys. Those are the original East Africa bashment crew.
What do you mean when you say you traveled the world? You left Kenya?
Kenya, which one? The world was Kenya, bana.
Oh, okay. I love it. You bought the passport at
But I've told you the circuit is very simple.
It's huge though.
Kisumu, Kitale, Nakuru, Nyeri, Embu, Thika, Nairobi, Mombasa. There's no other club anywhere.
I've not had you. I've had you mention them, but I want to hear it more. Giddy Giddy Maji Maji. Where do they pop in now?
So
that's later.
So pull it up totally.